just sent you a message asking if you're ready.
I know.
We're waiting for you.
I know. Well, when you say, see, here we are, beginning of a podcast.
Here we are.
Starting with another me burying you with your time. When you tell me that you need to push it off a half an hour and you're still on the road, that doesn't guarantee me that you're not going to be off the road in half an hour. And I'm waiting to hear from you. You are not waiting to hear from me because you're the one that says you're not home yet. And I, as many times as you've said 8 o'clock or 3 o'clock or whatever, and then I call at that time and you're not home yet. So here we are again. People, I'm sorry, but I wasn't even going to get into it.
They don't even know the time. Why do they have to know anything? They don't know what time it is.
Because you were saying
Wait a minute. What are you even talking about?
Hold on. You were saying
this is nonsense.
No. Because you were saying that you were waiting to hear from me. That's not how it works when you're the one pushing the time off. Once you reschedule, I'm now waiting to hear from you. And then when I don't for like 45 minutes to an hour, that's when I usually check in and you go, oh, I forgot. So I'm sorry, people. But once again, we've started, I hate to be like a watch, rinse, repeat here, but apparently we're just the head and shoulders of podcasts here. Just a generic shampoo that barely gets the job done. That, it's just routine. It's just routine. And here we are arguing about time again. Arguing about time again. It's embarrassing at this point. It's very embarrassing. You know what? It's embarrassing. And Billy has a good point about us being just the two fat guys complaining about how fat we are and what we eat.
Oh, fuck that guy.
That he went and did another podcast. He slept around us like that fucking podcast whore, Billy Fives. I bet he's been shopping himself around for a while till someone was willing to take a flyer on him. Once they realize that all he wants to talk about is how tough he is,
yeah, right. I'll tell you how it happened. I'm going to tell you how it happened. First of all, I never even heard of this other podcast, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden,
well, in fairness, they've probably never heard of us either.
We are ranked number 244 in Hungary right now, pal. They know who we are. So let me tell you that Billy Fives, when he went on this podcast and it says shoot interview. What could he possibly be shooting on?
Right.
Seriously.
That he hasn't.
Right. No, you are right. That he's Mr. Tough Guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Every story's going to end and I punched that guy in the face and I don't give a fuck.
I wonder if he told him the story on how he got blown up in the ring with me. I wonder if that story got told. I wonder. I'm down 8 pounds, pal. I may be back in ring shape.
Oh boy. Well, speaking of down pounds, I think Speedy has not progressed very far. I don't remember the number. I should have looked it up right before we got on the air. But and by on the air, I'm definitely air quoting that, people. But
yeah, on the
air. But apparently his progress is slowing down to a turtle's pace.
Right. Well, I almost feel like,
which is funny because someone, I think it was my roommate, was like, "Oh, these two are like, it's like watching turtles race."
It is. It's like this is the worst weight loss competition in history.
I said you should flip AJ on his back if you want to see a turtle struggle. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm only down 8 pounds because I had that like bout of diarrhea for like 4 days. So it's only a matter of time before I'm back up 8 pounds.
Yeah,
because
you shoot the gun empty once you reload the fucking chamber. I mean, the ammunition has some weight to it, that's for sure.
Now the only thing is I shit for those 4 days and didn't really eat much because I had no appetite. So like my stomach was messed up. So I'm hoping that maybe that was like an 8 pounds of like stuff that'll never come back.
No, I think it's going to be like you had 8 steps forward and you're going to take 6 steps back. So you'll like have you'll still lose a little bit of weight, but not anywhere near, because nobody like exists day to day empty. Unless they're like, unless all of a sudden they're Gandhi and they're not eating for months. You know what I mean?
That's not happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No. Yeah. But, look, I don't even know what Speedy's number is. I'm down 8 pounds. So I think I'm winning. I don't know.
I think you're winning too. I think Speedy's only down a few. I don't remember if this latest.
I'm almost tempted. Though.
I don't remember. Hold on. I don't remember if this update was a setback or just slow progress. But he really hasn't.
I will say this now. Like I may be giving away tip of my hand here a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm almost tempted to be active the next like week and really just like cut down on the food and just to win, just to say I won, and then go back to my normal self. You know,
As
I'm
opposed to
saying.
just starting a new way of living, so that you
But yeah,
actually
no,
live
who wants
longer.
to do that? There's pizza out there.
Right? Yeah, of course. Right.
Speaking of food, I just got to get
Here
this
we
out
go.
really quick.
See, we're making his point for him. It's like this is why that podcast whore went and shopped himself around until someone was willing to take his call.
Nobody wants to listen to his shit interview anyway.
Wait,
so,
it was an hour and a half shoot interview, but this might be
who
like
could he have been shooting on?
this may be like I see these. Hold on, I see these like they. You know, some of the other wrestling podcasts they break it. They then release like clips. You know, so you'll get like Jim Cornette a 10-second on this or Eric Bischoff's 83 weeks. Every single episode, when they put out like the clips, the good like the little juicy parts, it's always Bischoff shoots on this, shoots on that, but he never shoots on anything. It's just him talking about a subject. Like shoot is I think these fucking marks don't realize what the actual definition of shooting on something is. And
listen,
because like in
the
Princess Bride,
hour and a half long.
In the Princess Bride, the guy says that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. This is how it goes for the word shoot.
Yeah, I've actually seen that movie.
Of course, it's 30 years old. You probably were a kid and saw it in school. It was.
Podcast?
I think it was like an hour 22 minutes or something. Now, granted, he could have popped in like ours, and done like a done like a dirty 30 and been out of there. I don't know, because I see now the problem is I'm gonna have to listen to it because I want to like.
Well, he said he mentioned us.
Yeah, well, that's not the reason why. I want to bust his balls. I want to be like, how come you saved that for some fucking jabronis and not for us? So,
well, I mean, here's my thing.
Yeah.
How long could you talk about beating up Hawk from Tough Enough? I mean, not an hour and 22 minutes. So, you know,
yeah,
I mean, that's like Billy's claim to fame, you know, these days in his old age.
Unless they know,
he remembers.
Well, unless they're familiar with Bobby Rogers, then he could tell that story. You know,
that's true.
You know, there's a couple, like if you know these people, you know.
Right. All right. Well, enough putting over somebody else's podcast. Let me tell you about. I got one food comment, and then I'll go into something else. Oh. That's it. I will keep the food commentary short today.
How about keep it none?
No. I got to tell you.
How about
It's not even about the food. It's actually not even about the actual food.
Okay, and then I got a question for you.
It's about something else. Okay. So anyway,
go ahead.
I went to an Italian deli today. I've been there a couple times. So I go in and, you know, they're like a family run. So I said, she says, what do you want today? I said, let me get a chicken cutlet sandwich, sauce and cheese, you know. So she's like, it's going to be about like, you know, 10 minutes. Okay. So like, I'm like waiting. And when you're waiting in an Italian bakery,
is that because
you look to the right.
Is that because they fry the cutlet fresh?
Yeah, so she said that she sends it back they go in the kitchen, they fry the cutlet fresh, right?
Yeah.
They cut the cutlets, mix it with the sauce, they put it with the cheese, and they throw it in the oven.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So it was out, honestly, in like 6 minutes. It wasn't even 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I, you know, you're waiting, and I look over to the right, and they've got like this assortment of pasta salad. So I was like, you know what? I said, hey, can I get it? I want a little. She says, what do you? I said, give me one spoonful. It's artichokes pasta salad. I got to try it. She puts it in. I look to the left, and there it is, the display of cakes and pastries. And I'm just staring, and she's like, come on, you know you want some. She's like this like real New York Italian. It's like, Aunt, you know you want some, man. Come on, go ahead. I was like, man, they have cannoli cake. And I said, just give me a minute. I need a minute to myself. And she's like dying laughing now because she's like, you need a minute to yourself. I was like, I literally need a minute to discuss with myself. This is the path I want to go.
This is like Tommy Lee talking to his dick about marrying Pam.
Yeah, right. So she's like, I said I'm gonna walk over to the corner. So I went into the corner where like they have like a little they sell like pastas and stuff you can buy, and I literally just stood there and looked into I could see my reflection in the little like glass, and I just looked at myself. And the conversation, this is how it went. I was like, okay, the cannoli cake looks really good, but you don't need the cannoli cake. I'm going to get a pasta. I'm going to eat the chicken. I'm going to be full. I shouldn't get it, right? Like, there's no reason to get it. There's no reason to get it.
I'm thinking of all these movie scenes. I'm in Pulp Fiction where he's in the bathroom going, I can't fuck Marcellus's wife.
Right. Yes. So, like, I tell myself, I'm not getting it. I can't get it. So I walk back over to the thing, and I said, I'm not getting it. And she's like, you're really not getting it? I said, I'm not going to get it. No, I can't do this. And I said, I got the pasta salad. I got this. And she said, are you taking it to go? And I said, no, I'm going to eat here. So she said, here's the deal. We worked this out. She said, eat the sandwich, eat the pasta salad.
Made a deal with the Crossroads devil.
Right. She goes, I'm going to give you a drink on the house. She gave me a Mr. Pibb. And she said, when you're done, if you're full, walk out the door. If you're not full, come back here. I'll take care of you. So I eat my meal, and I'm trying to eat slow. So I finish the meal. I'm done. And I just look over, and she's just literally in my sight line staring at me. And we made eye contact. She's like, she just doesn't say a word. She just puts her head, kind of cocks it to the side, and gives me the look of like it was like a showdown. Like, are you going to come here? What's the deal? And I said, I am not going to get the cannoli cake today. I am going to walk out this door. And she said, I'm proud of you. I was like, but are you? Like, are you proud of me? And started laughing, and she's like, go, just go. She goes, you're going to change your mind, go. So I walked out the door. I got in the car. I had a 20-minute drive to my next door. I was so pissed at myself that I didn't get the fucking cannoli cake. I sat no radio on, not talking to anybody, in silence, 2 hands on the wheel, thinking, why the fuck did I not get the cannoli cake? But you know what? That decision could win me this weight loss contest right here. That could be the difference in 19 pounds or 20 beating Speedy. So, Speedy, you are lucky I did not eat the cannoli cake today. I will get that cannoli cake one day. Today was not that day. So that's my story on food. I'm done talking about food. I'm done. I'm over it.
I get the sense, having been around Speedy before, that Speedy is kind of a frugal guy like you when it comes to like his money. I mean, and by frugal, I mean he's wise with his money. He's not a wasteful person. You're a wasteful person when it comes to food, that's for sure. That I would be tempted to slip him your address to send you a pizza or something. But I don't think Speedy's interested in buying you food. To be honest, I think that.
No, I don't think so either.
That this competition, because there's nothing really riding on it, isn't worth sabotaging you. He'll just, he's listened to enough of these podcasts to know that you probably will just sabotage yourself this weekend. It's the Super Bowl. How are you not going to eat an entire pot of chili?
Bowl,
yeah.
My dad is coming. Oh. So, there's no way. Dad doesn't diet. He's going to be like, what are you fucking doing? Eat the pizza,
Your dad's going to get a second seat on the scooter is what he's going to do.
Right. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, no, he's coming this weekend. We can't diet. It's not happening. We won't allow it. Yeah. Now, my mom, on the other hand, she, I spoke to her today. I told her, I had to do the podcast, I literally just said, because before I had messaged you and said, you ready? I had just gotten off the phone with my mom. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I got to go. Ben's going to be calling me to do the podcast. She goes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Got a little weird there. She goes,
well, it got weird with you. Like all of a sudden you got much louder.
Yeah. She said, you tell that Temples I've stuck to it and I'm down weight. And I said, how much weight? She said, I'm not telling you. Because you'll tell him, and he doesn't need to know. Yeah.
Well, I will be needing your parents' address.
My dad will be like, why is there a pizza here?
No, I'm going to send her some Publix carrot cakes and put a fake keto sticker on them. This is gonna be like that Seinfeld episode with this fat-free
with
yogurt.
the fat-free yogurt.
But it's not fat-free.
It's not fat-free.
Yeah. Holy shit. You got loud. What did you do? Switch headphones or something, or just get close?
I actually took my headphone out, and I'm on the actual phone like it's 1999.
Oh,
so.
I gotta drop your volume a little bit there. I'm like,
yeah,
loud on me. That's crazy. But I love it. I love you going old school.
Old school. Yeah, taking it back.
Yeah.
So, what's your question for me?
Well, one is, have you used up that gift card at Starbucks, or are you still going to be attending the facility?
Listen, I may have stopped in there. I may have stopped in the facility today.
See, you're a fucking sellout, bitch.
But I'm trying to use it. I'm trying to get rid of it. But, my girl that like I always go to, who knows my name, made my tea today, and she knows what I like. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I've had enough of that. I'm done talking about food.
I went again. I went again. I went last night too. Go fuck yourself. Okay.
Yeah, you're a little whore. You're with no like principles, no values, no nothing. All right. So let's get to the nitty gritty. We got to talk about what you told me about yesterday.
Right. So it's actually
also is there an update?
There is an update.
Okay.
And it was almost a miracle what happened last night. So anyway, I left off. We had a big brawl at the basketball game, my son's game on Saturday. Huge brawl. Got into it with a couple cops, and I got told to shut up, and then I told I was going to be arrested. So it was for doing nothing, mind you. Anyway, so the Sunday comes, and we had recorded the podcast. I just didn't want to talk about it yet. It had happened. I just didn't want to talk about it till we could talk about it. So anyway.
Nothing's moving. Okay, it looks like it's still going. I don't know why the display just wasn't showing it. Anyway, apologies. Keep going.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
I just want to make sure everyone hears every word of this story. It's important.
Right. So Sunday, my son goes to practice because they have a game Monday, playoff game number 2. So Sunday comes, and I go to pick up Nick, and like I see all these other kids coming out, and Nick's like, hey, they're talking to everyone. And I'm like, oh, what is it about the fight last night? Who knows? Yada, yada, yada. So everybody's coming out, and Nick calls me and says, you have to come in. I said, why do I have to come in? I didn't see any other parents go in. He said, the coach says he needs to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So we're walking, and I'm like, Nick comes out to get me, and I'm like, what the fuck did you do? I'm blaming him. Like, the fuck did you do? Why am I, like, give me a heads up here, a little Iggy. Like, what am I going into?
Right.
He's like, I honestly don't know. So we get in. The lights are off in the room. It's dark in the room, right? Just the windows are open, like, the blinds are open in the classroom. And there's 2, like, classroom chairs, and the 3 coaches are in there, and they're like, have a seat. And they all give me, shake my hand, whatever. So I have a seat like a child. Like,
like the head coach and 2 assistant coaches?
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Head coach and 2 assistants, right? So I sit down, and they're like, we got to talk about some things. I said, okay. And I'm in defensive posture, arms crossed. I'm defensive already because, like, I interview and interrogate people for a living. I've been through courses. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, we're about to go. Like, I know what's going to happen. Like, something's happening. So he's like, well, everything that happened the other night, like after the game, one of the police officers, the one that screamed at me in the third quarter and told me to shut up or he's going to kick me out, he claims that he heard Nick at the end of the game say something to the referee and threaten him. And I'm like, okay. I said, what did he say? He's like, well, I don't know what he said. I said, wait a second. Hold the fuck up. You're telling me this police officer who just got in my ass says my son after the big win, mind you, when they won the game, everybody ran on the court, like all the team, and the student section tried to, but Greg the Hammer Valentine stopped them. So
Greg Hammer Valentine is the
the
athletic
athletic
director.
director.
Okay.
Right. So Nick said, well, so Nick didn't. It all like there was no way referees weren't even near them. That's my point. Anyway, the cop wasn't near him. The referees weren't near him. Like, none of this is matching up. And I'm like, so you don't know what he said? He said, well, he called the athletic director, who called the principal. They called me, but they didn't tell me what Nick said. But I called the cop, but the cop hasn't called me back. I said, so why are we having this conversation? Like,
right.
This is. I mean, you're serving up a lawsuit here. Like, just keep leading me down the path. I'll never have to work again. And they're like, well, he just said he said something to the refs. So I'm like, well, did anybody ask Nick what he said? Because, I mean, he's sitting right here. And Nick said, all I said was I went to the student section and said, let's fucking go. Most wins in school history. Advancing to the second round of the playoffs. He's excited. He's excited. And that's a bad thing. I says, maybe because he said the fuck, but come on. It's a fuck. Where he's 17 years old. In a year, he's going to be able to say fuck, fuck, fuck. And what are you going to do? I mean, go jerk off.
Fuck on basic cable now. I mean, come on.
Right. So anyway, they can't tell me what Nick said. And I'm like, well, I just don't understand what we're in this situation for. If you don't know what he said. And he's like, well, it's whatever it is, here's where we're at. They wanted to kick him off the team. And I was like, I could just feel my blood boiling.
Who's they? The coaches, or the coach said they?
No, Greg the Hammer and Brutus Beefcake, the principal. They wanted to kick him off the team.
Wait, hold on a second. I know you just did a rhythm and blues thing here or whatever, but
yeah.
Well, actually, not those two.
That was
man. But
yeah, that was I don't remember what their tag team name was.
But Greg Hammer Valentine is appropriate because you said the lady looks like Greg Hammer.
Right. This guy looks nothing like Brutus Beefcake.
Okay, no, you're just throwing that out there because they
tagged. Right.
Okay.
He looks like Chad Gable, exactly like him, same size and everything, facial, everything.
A little shorty G, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, he's like, here's where we're at. They wanted to kick him off the team. But we've decided that we're going to just suspend him for the first half of Monday's game. He can't play in the first half. I said, okay.
Suspending him for
something we don't even know what he did.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay. So I said, okay. And he goes, and I'll be quite honest with you. I mean, it's probably going to be worse than that. Like, he's probably not going to play tomorrow. I'm like, wow. Okay. And he's like, and on top of that, Nick has a big mouth, and I said, he said he talks back. I said, well, what?
Hold on a second. Sorry, I know, but I just want to make sure it's going.
I'm gonna have to tell this again.
No, you're fine.
No, we've cut the story up. People, they're clicking off the podcast.
No,
now.
It's fine. Listen. It's just the display starts pausing, but now it's going again. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm apologizing.
All right.
What can I do?
Right. Okay. Anyway, so they said, Nick has a big mouth. He talks back a lot, and I said, whoa. What's talking back? Explain to me. He says, well, when I tell Nick things, he always has an explanation. I don't need an explanation. I just need him to say, yes, sir. And when his teammates tell him things, he talks back to them. And I said, you're mistaking talking back. Like, to me, talking back is not what you're saying. Like, talking back is something else. Now, I said, do I agree that Nick talks a lot? Yes. He's a big fucking mouth. And do I agree that when Nick talks a lot, he plays shitty? 100%. I was like, we've had that conversation probably 20 times this year. Easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nick talks shit, he plays shitty. Easily. Oh, he gets in his own head. So I said, I agree with you on that part, but I don't think that's talking back. If he's trying to, he goes, well, he'll tell me, well, coach, but I was doing this, and then he'll ask a question. And I just need him to say, yes, sir. I said, well, that's not to me. If he's asking a question to you, or he's explaining what his thought process was, that's not talking back. He's like, well, I'm the coach. I'm like, well, I mean, we've lost 12 games this year. I didn't say that. I'm thinking we've lost 12 games this year. I mean, really? Maybe sometimes your ideas aren't the best. You've almost blew 3-4 games at the end of the year for us for bad coaching, right? So I'm like, he's like, well, and his teammates and I said, yeah, I don't know. I said, when I grew up, teammates got in each other's ass. And you know what? We sucked it up, and, we didn't rat each other out or anything. And he's like, well, yeah, they came to me and said that, Nick talks a lot of smack on the court to the other players. I go, that's part of basketball. Like, at what point did we stop talking shit in sports? Like, right? Like,
right.
And then I got really, like, angry at that point, and I don't know why I said this, and I go, I played sports my entire childhood. I talked a lot of shit when I played football and when I played basketball. I said, you know what? I became a professional wrestler. I was allowed to talk shit to anyone, and it was okay. And the other guy goes, you were a pro wrestler? I said, yeah. He goes, one of my students is now a champion in Georgia. And he shows me a picture of some kid in great gear, looks in great shape, and the kid's holding a heavyweight title here in Georgia somewhere. I was like, oh, I don't know him. I said, but he looks good. He's got good gear. So anyway, he's like, well, they want Nick to sign a contract. And I said, what?
Can I pause for a second? But also,
yeah.
Part of talking shit is that if you don't back it up, you look like a total asshole. And then,
right.
And then the joke's on you, and then they talk shit to you after the game, and that's how it goes.
Right.
I mean, you give it and you get it. Like, you for sure get it when you talk shit, and then you don't step
it's part of the game.
Right.
And the funny part is, the game that Nick hit the winning shot in, that going into that game, those kids were on Instagram fucking with him hardcore. And Nick shut them the fuck up. And everybody was like, yeah, but Nick was talking shit after. Yeah, you are 100% correct. He shall talk shit after.
He earned it.
Right. Thank you. Like, it's just like,
and then when the next game, when he's Nicky No Buckets, he gets the shit again. That's how it works.
And he deserves it.
Right.
He deserves it. Right. So anyway, they're like, the school wants him to sign a contract. They're drafting up. I said, so what's in the contract? He's like, oh, I don't know. So first I said, so you can't tell me what he said, and you can't tell me what's in the contract. Third of all, he's a minor. He's not signing any contract. Like, he's 17 years old. Like, not happening. Right. And you still can't tell me what happened. Like, I'm baffled by this. So
it feels like these are the wrong people to have a discussion with, because they don't actually have the answers to anything.
Oh, I got more though. It gets better. So I said, look, I don't know where we're at with this. He'll be at the game tomorrow. He'll be on the bench. He'll be in good spirits. But like, I'm livid, and this isn't the end of this. Like, this is, I feel like the cop was taking it out on Nick because of me, because I'm a loudmouth. So, we'll settle this, but whatever. So we. But
leave. Here's the question. I know, like, there's another example that we're going to give later.
Right.
But why is the cop all of a sudden targeting you? You guys were kind of cool with each other for the whole season.
Every time I walk in, right? Every time I walk in, he shakes my hand. We had a 30-minute conversation one night about his retirement, about how the city of McDonough is changing. Asked me what I do for a living. Like, I mean, this is every time. Like, so 2 games ago, we were leaving, and he said to me, him and the other cop were joking how bad the refs were, and he goes, man, that's like, he goes, I said, it's funny how the refs will ask another ref, the ref will blow the whistle but not make a call, then ask the other ref what he saw, and the guy's like, you blew the whistle, why are you asking me?
Right.
And he has exact words to me where, that's like me pulling somebody over and then calling another cop, and the cop's like, oh, I'm at Arby's, and he's like, yeah, can you come here and tell me what happened? And the guy's like, I don't know, I wasn't here.
Right.
He's like, I would get fired. And I was like, yeah, we were laughing about it, Nick was there.
I like how he used Arby's, which means that we know where cops go to eat in this town.
Right. He clearly said Arby's, which is funny because who the fuck eats at Arby's anymore?
Arby's is fucking delicious. I'm sorry, but
I haven't eaten at Arby's since the Where's the Beef lady was alive. So
Arby's is fantastic. They're a little expensive.
Disgusting.
No, you're disgusting.
It's fucking roast beef paste.
No.
Come on.
You're out of your mind.
Anyway.
Next episode it's going to be all Arby's.
The next episode's going to be called "Where's the Beef," and I'm going to go to Arby's before the next episode so I can tell you how bad.
No, please.
Anyway,
do me that favor because you're going to get like 2 or 3 things, and then you tell me how awful it is. Please.
Okay, we'll TikTok it for the British people too. Anyway, so we leave, right? And like Nick he's pissed. He doesn't want to play there anymore. He's going through all these emotions. He doesn't know what's going on. But they also, I felt, tried to connect the fight Saturday to Nick saying something to the ref, and I'm like, those two situations have nothing to do with each other. Like, I told them that. And the other thing he said was, Nick started the year, he was a captain, and his playing time diminished because he wasn't shooting the ball. And I said, well, with all due respect, it's because they weren't passing him the ball. You can't shoot if you don't touch the ball. And when you play one-man basketball or two-man basketball, the other, three guys don't touch the ball. And he's like, well, but then we started passing and then he started scoring. And I said, exactly. And then you stopped playing him again. He goes, yeah, because he was talking trash. And I'm like, so the kid that's scoring and playing well, you're going to pull out because he's talking trash? I mean, maybe you should go coach like the I-9 Pee Wee League. I don't know, because it doesn't seem like that's a high school thing. So, I can't see Coach K at Duke being like, this guy scoring 30 points a game, but he's talking trash. Let's not play him.
And with as soft as this generation is, and how everyone needs a mental vacation and personal time and all this other shit. If you had a tough team that could win before you even got on the court through just show of strength, intimidation, a cock of the walk kind of attitude, you get in their heads and you've won that game before you've even played it. But instead you're telling the fans not to cheer and to not make noise when the other team is making free throws and not to criticize the refs and blah blah blah. All things that at every level of sports you do. It's like well, we're right. It's like, I want to grow up to be these guys, but those guys in the big leagues are all dealing with that. So let's not cultivate mental toughness at an early age so that you can so that when you go to college, all of a sudden that's like a whole new fucking planet to you. Why would you do that to someone? Mentally prepare them for that.
But I watch the other schools and I watch the other, it doesn't happen anywhere but us, really. These other teams are going to the state championships because they're fucking tough. They're tough. They have swagger. They talk shit. Mm-hmm. They dunk the ball. They're fucking just everything. They're fast. Their fans are screaming. They're cheerleaders. That's another thing. We went an entire basketball season at home games. We had cheerleaders one time. They don't even come to the games at home. The other team is bringing their cheerleaders on the road, at home, anywhere, tournaments. So we don't even have that aspect because our school is so stupid they can't even realize that that's what cheerleaders, they do, is they cheer on the teams. What else are they doing? I don't know. Where are they? No idea. So anyway, we go home and he's pissed. So Monday comes and I gave him specific instructions. I said, if they call you to the office to sign anything, or they ask you questions, you're only to say this: I will not answer any questions and I will not sign anything until my father is present. I am a minor. That's it.
Right.
And then they'll call me or you'll call me. And if they say no, get up and walk out and call me. I will come pick you up because they're not going to bully you. I don't give a fuck if he's got a badge. I don't care if he's the principal or if he's, dropping elbows. I don't care. You're not doing it. It's not happening. So he's texting me all day because he's nervous now. He doesn't want to go to school. Now he wants to transfer schools. Can I go live with Uncle Nick in New York? Can go to school there my senior year? Can I go live with Grandpa? He's like, can we go to a private school? Now you've not only have you taken away his love for basketball, you've also taken away this kid wanting to go to school. So now you're 0 for 2 in my book. And I'm begging for you to call me in because if you do, we're laying it all out on the table. And
these are measurable things in a lawsuit, like distress.
Measurable.
And then we get then we could talk about how precious these children are and how delicate they are and their mental health and yada yada. Because now money's on the line, and now you and I care about it. But
right. And he's just nervous because he doesn't know what's going to happen, right? So he thinks his teammates turned on him. So, he's literally not speaking. Now he's in school, and some of the freshman kids are like, oh, we heard you got kicked off the team. So now rumors are floating. The star player sent a Snapchat in the group chat, that's why you're not playing first half. All you do is complain. And so now everybody knows. So now he feels like, he's feeling some kind of way. Me, I would have just wanted to go to the locker room and punch everybody in the face. That was what would have happened. But he's nervous, whatever. I get it. So school comes and goes. He's not even They don't call him in. Nothing happens, right? So I don't know if they had a change of heart or if
I think
whatever
they
it
got.
was, or
I think they got a whiff of you, and you weren't.
they got a whiff of,
There's
right.
there
Big Papa Pump was like, yeah, it
there's
ain't happening.
they're like there's it's like watching these videos on TikTok with the cops. And sometimes the
Right,
cops
yes.
think they can just bullshit their way into
Bully you.
something. And then there are those
Right.
people that all of a sudden know all the statutes and the rules and call them
Yep.
out on all their bullshit. And then all of a sudden
Yep.
their tune changes. And this is what happened. That they're like, we're going to have you sign something, this and that. And we heard him say something. And most parents would be like, okay, I'm sorry. And you were like, well, what do you say? We don't
Right.
know. You know, you're like asking
Right.
logical questions and
Right.
exposing them that they're full of fucking
Right.
shit, you know?
Right. So anyway,
Yeah.
nothing happens. Well, as we're pulling into the school, I'm pulling into the school to pick him and Lex up because I got to pick him up and we got to go straight to I got to drop Lex off, go straight to the game, the playoff game. So I pick him up and Nick gets in the car first and he's like, yeah, nothing happened, whatever, whatever. So as this is happening, Lex is coming over. I think I got an Amazon package here.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see. Oh, he went to the front door. I don't know where he went. Yeah. Anyway, so he's like, Nick's like, yeah, nothing happened. He said the only weird thing is the principal came into my classroom and sat next to me and said, oh, I'm doing a teacher observation, and said, are you learning anything? And Nick said, yes, sir. And Nick said he stayed for about 3 minutes and he left. Completely odd. No reason for him to be doing that, right?
Sounds
totally.
like way too much of a coincidence. He sat next to Nick,
Right.
and
Right.
engaged him in conversation. Like
Right.
that feels like a little bit of an intimidation thing of some kind.
Totally. And
some kind of passive aggressive fucking weird fucking thing
Right.
there.
And he's kind of like that guy where he looks like he would try to intimidate people, but he's really little, so
So he's
just give him
desperate to be a like
right,
power trip.
Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah.
So anyway,
when you got kids,
Lex gets
I
in
could
the
see
car.
that where kids like that, you're trying to keep everything in line, and these
Right,
fucking
right.
shithead 15-year-olds don't want to show you any
Right.
respect as an adult, and they also are fucking 6 feet taller than you and looking down at you. That's got to drive a guy like that crazy.
Crazy, right? So anyway, the Lex gets in the car, and as Lex is getting in the car, I see the cop with a new cop, a female
The
cop. I've
cop.
never seen her before.
The cop that
The
got
cop
in your
right.
face, and the cop that
Right.
accused him of saying something, but nobody knows
right. That
what.
cop.
Right.
With a new cop. I've never seen her before. She's new. And Nick said, yeah, it's her first day. And I said, and they were escorting a kid in with a Nerf gun. And Nick said, oh my God, that's a kid on his team, AP. That's AP, lives with them. That's, that's AP's brother or whatever. And they're escorting him in with a Nerf gun. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. So, and Lex said, well, something weird just happened. And I said, what? Now, Lex doesn't really know the interaction between me and this cop. And she doesn't know what happened with Nick and this cop yet. Like, I didn't tell her, there's no point. She has no idea.
But she was at the game where he yelled at you, right?
But she didn't see that. She only saw the female cop say she was going to arrest me.
Oh,
So Lex
she didn't
have-
see him come over and tell you to shut up?
No, she was walking around with her friends.
Oh, okay.
So she had no knowledge of that. But she had no knowledge of what happened Sunday either with Nick. So she goes, that cop, the cop, was walking towards the parking lot and passed me and my friend and said to Lex, what's wrong? You look like you saw a ghost. And Lex said, huh? And he said, what are you, afraid of someone in uniform? And she said, no. And the woman cop interjected, maybe knowing this guy was being a little fucking weird, and said to Lex's friend, oh, you have beautiful blue eyes. And then he says, you both have beautiful blue eyes. So now Lex is creeped out because
What a weird
she was
fucking
like,
thing.
but Lex has no idea what happened. So he knows that Lex is my daughter, though. He knows that.
Yeah.
So now I'm like,
he's seen you come with her. Yeah.
motherfucker, he's picking on her, So he went out to the parking lot, and that's when he got this kid with a Nerf gun, right? Now, they have Nerf wars in the parking lot after school, after practice. I don't know what the big deal was. It's a Nerf gun. You buy them at the fucking store. What are they,
Right.
So
it's not
anyway.
like it's painted black. It
Right.
probably
No, clearly a
right.
Nerf gun.
Neon colors,
Right.
yeah.
Right. It was orange, blue, gray, the whole deal. Big Nerf gun, right? So anyway, I was like really annoyed that he spoke to Lex like that, and I was like, we're gonna just relax. We'll wait till the season ends. Like this is gonna blow up, and I'm still assuming they're gonna call me about making a contract, and I'm putting it all in my pocket for the big, WrestleMania that I'm gonna be in.
If they don't, you need to go in there and be
right. Well,
be like, what's the deal with this cop and my daughter?
So you don't even know there's more to this that you don't even know. So we go to Nick's game last night, and I go in and I sit my happy ass down in the stands, and I'm going to play the role. Nick's not playing for the first half. I know that. And he was told he wasn't going to play all games. So I am going to play the role of dickhead, because when I walk in, I see the cop, the athletic director, good old Valentine, and I see the principal. There's also 20 police officers outside the venue, as if something was going to happen again.
Like they think another brawl is going to break out.
Right. So I survey the scene, and I sit down, and I turn my body so that I'm basically not even really facing the court, but I'm kind of looking to the side. Now, mind you, when I walked in, I made sure to tell every parent there what happened. Right. Full story. Because I want everybody to know what a piece of shit they are.
Well, also, they've witnessed the entire season. They know you. They know what you have and haven't done. And they've probably, a lot of them have seen you be buddy-buddy with this guy. And then this guy get into your face. I mean, the guy got in your face in front of everybody, right?
Right, yeah. Right. Yeah. So anyway, I do the gimmick where I'm facing, basically my back is kind of to the court, and I'm texting, I'm on Facebook, TikTok, I'm messaging you guys, whatever it may be, and the cop sees me. So he walks over and stands. I'm in like row from the top. It's like kind of like a bullshit. So the top, I'm maybe like 4 rows down from the top row.
You should have brought props. You should have had like a newspaper.
I should have brought a newspaper, right, because that would have been absolutely hilarious.
Maybe another sandwich,
Right.
Yeah. Oh, it'd been even funny if you just brought all the stuff and made a sandwich.
Right. I got the mayo.
You have like a big shopping bag. You pull it out. You take 2 slices of bread out of a bag. You lay them out. You pull it.
What is it? A charcuterie board. I'm out there serving it to all the other fans. Yeah. So he stands behind me, and I can see he's there, in my peripheral, and he's just standing there with his arms crossed, like, he's trying to swing his dick. I'm no-selling him completely no-selling him. Well, a couple of bad calls happened.
He's trying to get your attention? Like he's trying to let you know he's like...
Right. And he was waiting for me to scream at a bad call. So there's a bad call or two. I'm not watching the game. So the guy, the other guy that always gets ejected, and he got yelled at too, he is just, terrible call. That's his favorite line. Right. Terrible call. So, and some other parents are making, and he's looking at me, and I'm no-selling everything and everybody. And he is fuming, like his face is turning red. So he walks away because he realizes
you won't give him what he wants, right?
Right, and now he realizes it. So he walks away, and I see him telling the 2 other female cops, and they're all looking over at me. So I just give them the little smile, and they all turn around because they got caught. Right?
Oh my God, they were desperate to fucking throw you out of the building.
Right. Wow. So I continue to no-sell. Halftime comes. I get up and I kind of stretch out a bit, and the dad whose kid got caught with the Nerf gun comes walking by, and I said, "Hey, whatever happened with the fight thing? Did they arrest that other coach or that punched kids?" No, nothing happened. And I said, "Hey, what happened to your son today? I saw it." So he tells me, he says, that cop went out in the parking lot, got him for shooting the Nerf guns in the Nerf war, and brought him in and called me and started getting aggressive with me on the phone. And I said, "Whoa, buddy, you better chill." And he said, "Well, your son was disrespectful to me." And he said, "Well, when people are disrespectful to my son, he's taught to be disrespectful back. So stop screaming at people." He gets up.
Nothing drives me crazier than a cop that expects you to be like to kiss their ass. It's like especially when you're coming at them wrong. It's like when I watch these damn TikTok, there's so many of them out there. But
I go down a rabbit hole.
They come at you with attitude, or they're pulling you over for nothing, and they're trying to fucking trip you up or
Right, bait
something.
you. Right.
And and 9 times out of 10,
right,
they're just smarter than this dummy that took a job in law enforcement, who obviously took a job in law enforcement because they wanted to have power and push people around.
But I will say this, like I will say, I have a lot of friends that are police.
Same, and we have a lot of mutual friends that are in police, and
right. But
they're
I will
not
tell you,
they're
they
not
never
bad
act
people.
like that.
Yeah, right.
Right, and they don't act like that. Right.
No, I'm saying
So
there is a type, and we are now discussing that type.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, for sure. So anyway, I said, man, that's weird that he was aggressive, and he said it's not weird. He goes, because Saturday when that whole incident happened, he got aggressive with me, and we went at it face to face. And I told him, stop disrespecting me and stop talking to me. I don't care if you're a cop. Like, you're not going to speak to me like that. And he goes, I feel like he retaliated against me by going after my son in the parking lot. So I told him the whole story of what happened with Nick and with he was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Right. I told him the whole story. So he was like blown away. And so all of a sudden I said, he's coming towards us. The cop's coming towards us because he sees us talking. Now he sees, his fucking ears perked up. I'm sure he couldn't hear us, but he saw there was a circle of us and us two were exchanging stories. His asshole probably puckered up, and he was like, fuck.
His ears were burning.
So he starts walking towards us, and we no-sell him. Totally no-sell him. He walks right past us, and he keeps going. So third quarter starts. I go sit down, and 4 minutes into the third quarter, one of our star player gets hurt.
The one that won't pass the ball.
Right, lands on his foot. They put Nick in the game. I said, oh, my God. So now everybody knows. So they go put Nick in. Everybody stands up and claps, and the cop turns his back. He's embarrassed now because everybody knows. Everybody's clapping for Nick, and he's been defeated, that motherfucker.
Cop created underdog story.
Right. Nick comes in, first play, takes the defensive charge. So they call a foul on the other team. It's our ball. Place goes apeshit, right? They take Nick right back out of the game. So, and Nick is in good spirits though, because I told him, just don't be mopey, man, because you never know what's going to happen tonight. And I told him on the way there, someone's going to get hurt. I'm telling you, you're going to be needed at some point in this game. They're going to use you. So anyway, he doesn't play the rest of the game until there's 6 seconds left in the game. We're losing by 4 points. They put Nick back in. They pass the ball to Nick. He goes to shoot a three-pointer, and the kid fouls him. And he fouls Nick so hard that the ball goes straight into the air. Like, he crushed him.
Right.
Funny part is, if anybody knows basketball, there's 6 seconds left. Nick hits the three-pointer. It doesn't matter. They're still winning by 1. There was 0.5 seconds left. The game would have been over.
Right.
To foul him was the dumbest thing they could have done.
Right, because now the idea is that you get 3 free throws, which is 3 points, but if you miss the last one and get the rebound, you could put a bucket in and it's a 4-point play. I mean, like a 4-point swing right there. You can tie the game up.
Stupid foul. So Nick gets to the line. Now, Nick has played 6 seconds maybe this entire game. He's cold, ice cold on the bench. So my thought is, no way he's hitting any free throws. He fucking sinks the first 2 free throws. We're down by 2. Now I
wonder if your boy just cooks under pressure, man.
Well, so he hits both. So they call timeout.
Yeah.
They tell Nick to intentionally miss it.
Uh-huh.
Nick intentionally missed it. Probably the best intentional miss I've ever seen in basketball. He laid it flat. It hit flat on the rim and fell right into our player's hands. But 0.5 seconds left. You can't catch it. There's no time. So it had to be a tip. So our kid tipped it, but as he tipped it, this other kid on the other team grabbed his arm. They don't call the foul. Of course they're not going to call the foul.
Which means you could have won the game.
The ball toilet bowled out. It rolled around the rim and right out.
Yeah.
Just an inch from going in. But now they didn't call the foul, so everybody's going ape shit that there was no foul. So the refs are like, game over, game over. So, our kids are dejected, whatever. So they go to the locker room and they don't walk through the crowd like the other school did. They go to the locker room. They get, their shit together. They come out. They're all upset. The season's over now, and some of the seniors, they're crying. They're done. We all give them a round of applause. That fucking athletic director, fucking motherfucker, stands there with their arms crossed. You got all the parents standing up clapping for these kids, and you're standing there with your arms crossed. You fucking piece of shit.
You're the cop for that school. Yeah.
No, but the athletic director too.
Oh, okay.
With her arms folded, just like with a fucking sourpuss on her face, right?
Like, because their agenda, they didn't get to achieve their agenda, which was,
Right.
but it feels like,
And
was to
Nick
fuck with
almost,
you and the kid.
but Nick almost won the game for them.
Oh,
Like
that
he
really put a
did everything that
turd
he
in the
needed to
punch bowl.
do.
Yeah.
Right, right. So anyway, their kids are upset. Whatever, seniors are all. So uh, the principal walks by me, and he goes to shake my hand, and I shake his hand, and he said, "Everything." He goes, "Good game, everything good?" And I said, "Yeah, everything good. Your end?" Like, I think I said, "Everything good with us?" And he said, "Yeah." So now I'm like, "You fucking pussy! If you were gonna say something about my kid signing a contract, you know about what happened. Say it to me now. Like, say it to me." And he didn't say shit. So athletic director walked past me. She didn't say shit. So maybe they just know I'm
Tempting
not
should
playing.
have just asked him about what was the
He,
deal
he
with that
he was with his
contract?
kids. He was
Oh,
with his
okay.
kids, and I was like, I'm going to be respectful
All
because his
right.
family was
Yeah.
there, and I'm not going to be that guy. So anyway, uh, she walked past, nothing, nothing. So game ends. Now all the parents know what's going on, but one of the parents has the final play on video, and you can see the foul, and she's showing like everybody. The referees are coming out, and she's like, "You missed the foul. Like you literally cost us the game. It's on video. You want to see it?" And they're like, with their heads down, walking out. So yeah, we end up walking out. I
Walking
walk
out,
right past the cop.
covering their face like they're a
Yeah,
famous person just got arrested or something.
right, right. And we
Doing the
we
perp
walk out,
walk.
and
Yeah.
the cop was standing right there, and Nick's like, he's right there. I said, "We're walking. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna walk right past him." And he turned his back to us, and we walked right past him. Like he saw us coming and turned around, like he didn't want no smoke.
Like where did
So he was
like from having like conversations with each other to like
right.
a week later. I mean, like I don't even know. Like I don't know what happened. I'm dying to know what flipped his switch because
I don't know.
because he
I
came
don't
in.
know, and I don't know
all,
what happened. Like, right.
all of a
I
sudden,
don't know.
I mean, I understand why he's mad now because like whatever flipped his switch, then he got in your face, and then they were like just planning to fucking haul you out of that game, and you wouldn't
Right.
give him it, and your kid got
Nope.
in the game, and your kid fucking was almost the hero of the game, and the
Right.
whole fucking crowd cheered for him and knew what was up. Like they were also sending a message to that cop that we know what you're fucking up to.
Right.
You
And
got
then the other guy
you
told,
got to get that
like,
guy fucking fired. You got to get that
when
guy
the other guy
fired.
was telling the story, everybody heard the story.
Because there's
right?
no way
So,
you can have your kid attending that school with a cop that's out to
No,
fucking like
no.
put it, put his
hothead
cigar
cop,
out
no.
on him. Yeah.
Right, right. So,
And talking to your
Yeah,
daughter like a fucking creep.
right. We'll handle that. There's no doubt that'll be handled. I'll go to the school and do it all proper. But yeah, Nick was like the last one out though, and I said, "What took so long?" And he said, "Coach pulled him to the side and said, stay here for a second." So when everybody left, the coach told him, "Hey, you know, you're a important part of this team. This was a lesson. We need you here."
There's
The
lesson
whole
for
spiel.
who?
Because here's my other thing:
There
is
should
did
be a
they
lesson
catch
for the
wind?
coach.
Right, but here's my thing: did they catch wind that Nick wants to leave? Now they're like, "Shit, he's going to be the only, like, one of the only seniors." So all this stuff is now, and then he told Nick that, like, you came in ice cold, you played no time in the game, and you hit two of the clutchest free throws, and then you did exactly what I asked you to do. You laid it off the rim, and we missed it. He's like, "I couldn't have asked for any better." And I was like, "Yeah, of course he's telling you that now." Like, but here's my thing: we lost by 2. If Nick plays the whole game, do we win?
Right.
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 So,
you should get the coach. Like me, I'd be coach gets fired, cop gets fired, AD if she's part of this, and you'll find all that out because those people are gonna
Right.
fucking as soon as anyone's get caught in their own fucking problem, they're gonna roll on anyone else. So however far up it gets,
Right.
If
Right.
there was something like if there was a discussion amongst the principal and the athletic
Somebody's gonna
director
roll
and the
somebody,
coach,
right?
come on. Or maybe you just pull the fucking assistant coach whose kid is a wrestler to the side, find him,
Yeah.
get in touch with him, and find out what the truth is on everything.
Right. Well, Nick even asked the young assistant coach, like he's like the second assistant, and he was like, "They didn't tell us. We really don't know."
Mm.
And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. So
you can't have both of your kids going to a school where that piece of shit is that has a hard on for you for whatever and for no reason. Unknown reason. Like who knows?
Right.
I mean, no, he's got a reason. We just don't know what it is.
Right. Out of nowhere, from one game to the next, like out of nowhere.
Right.
So yeah. So I don't know, but
maybe he got
podcast fashion though. I have to shit.
Maybe he got fucking chewed by the AD for not dealing with you, for being disruptive, and then his mood just shifted, and then he's like maybe his fucking. They were like, I'm gonna fire you if you don't fucking do your job at these games, whatever the fuck the AD thinks his job is. And then he had to make a point of with you. I don't know. Who fucking knows? But
I don't know. Yeah, I got to take a poop though. I've been holding this for like 30 minutes.
Good.
Hold 30 minutes.
This is.
We're 55 minutes in. I'm prairie dogging here.
Good.
He's coming out to see if it's we got 4 more weeks of winter.
I think it's 6.
Whatever it is, I gotta go.
All right, Bill Murray. I'll talk to you
later. Goodbye.